President Trump is expected to abolish the Department of Education. A draft of the executive order was detailed by several news outlets ahead of the expected announcement, and this also aligns with what Trump had promised early on in the campaign. The plan is to have the school systems handled by the states and a lot less by the federal government. And remember, Trump campaigned on reforming the education system in America, and his pick for Education Secretary, Linda McMahon, was confirmed earlier this week. But before her confirmation, Trump had already mentioned that he hoped she would do such a great job that she would put herself out of a job.
I believe strongly in school choice, but in addition to that, I want the states to run schools, and I want Linda to put herself out of a job.
Now, to be clear, the possible closure of the Department of Education does not get rid of the public education system. Instead, this would put the power back in the hands of the state, and they will get to decide the day-to-day operations on how the schools are run. And remember also, the Department of Education is not that old. It only started operating in 1980. We had schools before that, and the quality of education was significantly better. Look at literacy rates, by the way, which have taken a nosedive since the Department of Education was formed. And this was made even worse with the introduction of things like Common Core education, which federalized education and also stripped a lot of the authority from teachers. Also, it doesn't seem that Trump is planning to fully disengage the federal government from education either. He's talked about programs like school choice that would give parents the money that they would have spent in taxes on public schools and instead let them spend that the way they'd like to have their kids educated. That means they could put the money into private schools or online classes or into textbooks. And look, it may come as a shock because a lot of the money that is given to this goes to the bureaucracy. Americans pay more per kid for public school than it would cost to get the same kid into a very good private school. So all of this could really start a new movement for schooling in the United States.